I think the kind of interesting thing about practice is really it's really an exploration of who you are, and I think for me, it's taken a bit of time to reflect on that and understand why I have this business and why we do what we do. I think for me, my childhood was really around business. As a kid, I grew up working in my mum and dad's bookshop and picture shop, and so from an early age, I was always around business and negotiating with clients and talking to customers. And I remember when I was about 17, working in the shop. Some days you have days where it's actually very quiet. I was there by myself trying to make the sales, and it's very personal. Like when you have a day where you don't make any money and you have to go home and tell your family, "Sorry guys, today we didn't make that much money," and then that actually really affects your family. And I think that kind of puts me in a kind of unique perspective as an architect, being around that kind of business. I think we're very focused on delivery and actually achieving a really great outcome for our clients to make sure that that they do get the financial return that they need. Because I understand, as a child and with my family, that kind of business is really important, that you are profitable, and you're also delivering, in an architectural sense, something very beautiful, but balanced with something that's financially viable. But it also helps the community. And so I think our kind of unique position is this kind of intersection between really practical finance and beautiful kind of strategic ideas about the city. So for me, the practice is really kind of come out of my childhood experience being around my mum and dad and business, and I think it was inevitable that I would have my own business. And I feel really lucky to kind of have an amazing team where it's very much about kind of mentorship. We all support each other, and we've been here now for 8 years, so the time has really flown by. Some of the guys have been here with me for a number of years now, and it's amazing how much we've grown and the number of projects we're working on now is really exciting. But I think the kind of underpinning principle that where this all came from was really my background in my childhood and being around these interactions and negotiations. Often as an architect you have to do that, like you have to negotiate with council, try and find a solution that everyone's comfortable with. You talk to the client and make sure they're happy with the returns that you're providing. Then you have to talk to the different consultants, then you might have to talk to the mayor, and you have to talk to the community. So a lot of it's about consultation and different stakeholders and bringing everyone together. And that as a child I had to do the same thing when you're dealing with different customers and bringing someone together to get the right result. So I think that's probably one of the strengths we have in the business is this ability to negotiate and find a suitable outcome. And at the beginning you may not even realise that, but when it starts to become kind of clearer, I think we're really good strategic thinkers and finding solutions to problems that other architects may be struggling with. We're very fortunate to be working on Bondi Surf Club. It's the oldest surf lifesaving club in the world. That's an amazing kind of honour to have that opportunity. It's a very important community asset, and we were really amazed that we were able to get the DA approved without a single objection from the community. So we got no negative responses on the DA. That's a very important public building in the middle of Bondi Beach, and we were able to achieve that through communication with the community, through negotiation, and making sure that the design was balanced. Like I was saying, it has a really fantastic outcome for the community, more public space. It also has a really fantastic outcome for the lifesavers who use the building, where we've got double the amount of area that they currently have. The size of the building is actually bigger than the other surf clubs in the area, so it'll be really functional and have all the space they need, balanced with a new exciting heritage museum that the public will be able to access. So these are the kind of conversations we need to be having as architects. It's about balance, it's about supporting the community, it's about supporting the client. And so I think that's a really great example of really strategic kind of design where we achieved an amazing outcome. Obviously down at Bondi Beach, the oldest surf club in the world, there's a lot of history. At the moment, the history in that project is hard to read because there's been a series of additions on the building over time. And so we're removing some of those intrusive additions and really celebrating the original heritage building. So also with the new additions, there's a respect for that place. So we're using terracotta tiles on the roof, and opening up the balcony so you can stand outside and enjoy that amazing view. So it's really about kind of connecting with that place and celebrating what it is, the history of that place, celebrating what it is to be on the beach. So it'll kind of provide all of the functional needs of the club. Like they need more storage. Everyone's screaming for more storage, for their surfboards and surf boats and all the equipment lifesavers need. There's going to be bigger change rooms for the female members because it's about 50-50 now in membership. In the past, when the building was designed, there were no female members. Then we've got new offices, a new gym. There's a new area for the club members to hang out and have a beer. So it'll be a very significant improvement to the club. But then all these wonderful kind of heritage opportunities for the community to interact with the club and get more involved. So it's a very, very exciting project, Bondi Surf Club. It's got so many different uses. It's in this amazing location. And I really feel like we've been able to celebrate what it is for a building to be kind of appropriate for that place. It's designed for Bondi, really inspired by the beach. I've got a model here that I wanted to show you guys. Often as architects, I find a really good way of communicating is with physical models. And it makes it a lot easier to kind of understand and appreciate the thinking and the scale and the architecture. So at Bondi Surf Club, what we really did was we retained the original heritage building here at the front, built in 1934, a beautiful masonry brick building. The architects Ross and Rowe are actually quite famous. They also designed Commonwealth Bank in Martin Place, another very beautiful heritage brick building. And so it's really important to kind of respect that past. So we were celebrating the original heritage building at the front here, facing the beach, and then the new building sits at the back, distinct and separate. And we have this wonderful courtyard in between. So you've got old and new, and then this really exciting public space that separates the two. And that provides a new public area for someone to have a picnic, an area for the nippers to congregate. And then if you think about Bondi Beach, the Bondi Pavilion is actually a courtyard building. And nearby Bondi Beach Public School is also a courtyard building. So we're understanding the pattern and the unique kind of character of that area, and including a courtyard in Bondi Surf Club, a great place for communities to gather, to be protected from the southerly winds coming off the beach. And celebrating the arches of the original building, this sense of a kind of a curve or a wave. So all of these kind of unique elements of Bondi Beach, we're really trying to embed them in the design and celebrate the culture and the community of that place.